What's up guys, it's Celeste, and it's been a little while since I made a video because this past week, last week especially, was really crazy for me with caterpillars, and I got totally overwhelmed with caterpillars. I've previously had a decent number at a time, but last week I don't actually know how many I had because it was just impossible to even keep track of them, like keep count of them. But I'm gonna say it was probably somewhere between 200 and 300 caterpillars. And by caterpillars, I mean they were almost all full grown or very close to full grown. So they took up a lot of space and they were very, very hungry and needed to eat a lot. So pretty much every day I had to go buy them more milkweed, and then they would just eat all of that, and then I would have to go buy more. So it got to be a little bit expensive and a little bit stressful because like literally for 3 days straight, all I did all day from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep was take care of them. And it was a little overwhelming. So I'm just now like trying to kind of get myself back into my actual life because I basically had to like put everything aside to take care of them. I still have some, but I have only a few left that are actually caterpillars now. Everyone else is in chrysalis, and so I'm finally about to get a break, and there's like no milkweed left outside. It's just a bunch of stems. So hopefully there won't be any new eggs laid for a little while and I can have some peace because I just can't do this all summer. It's been crazy. So that's the reason that I haven't really uploaded anything in the last, I can't even remember if it was last week or the week before. I think it must have been the week before because the actual topic of this video is that 2 weeks ago tomorrow, I'm filming this on Tuesday, July 4th, and so 2 weeks ago tomorrow was when I took my last testosterone shot. And so last week I was going to make on Wednesday a video talking about that because that would have been like the point when I would have taken my next shot, and so like that was basically when the testosterone like half-life from the previous shot would have, I mean I think it lasts maybe like 10 days or something, but anyway, I was going to do it on that day because that was the day I was going to take my next shot, but didn't. But because of the caterpillars, I just like literally was not able to do anything else. So this is a little bit late, but I haven't taken testosterone for 2 weeks. And so I want to talk about the fact that I'm stopping and why I decided to stop and sort of my expectations and anxieties about stopping and everything like that. So if you've been following my other videos about testosterone and like the effects that I do and don't want from testosterone, you can probably guess that the reason that I'm stopping is because I've started to notice some hair coming in that I don't like, and I'm really kind of like disappointed because my voice is not as low as I wanted it to be. It has definitely changed somewhat, and it definitely is fuller, which is one of the things that I wanted from testosterone. In addition to just lowering it, I have always really felt like my voice sounded really weak and just like really like kind of like tense and like, I don't know, just kind of thin, I guess. So having a little bit more fullness to it is definitely something that I'm happy with. But the pitch is still like a little bit higher than I would like, but I don't know, maybe if I like work on my inflection and like try not to talk in such feminine manners or something, like maybe that'll help. I don't know if I really even talk that feminine, but I feel like I don't know. I don't even know what the thing is, but anyway, maybe there's stuff I can do other than tea that will help me get my voice to a place that I'm really happy with. So as far as hair, on my 3-month update, I mentioned that I felt like I was getting a little bit more hair right here, but I wasn't really sure. But after that, I looked in a magnifying mirror and I definitely could see it there. I definitely could see it was a little bit thicker here, and then like there was a little bit more here, and like it seemed like maybe a little bit darker. It wasn't like dark, but it was not translucent like my face hair usually is. It was kind of like a very super light brown, I guess. And then I realized like around here, it's a lot thicker and a little bit darker. And then I looked under my chin and started seeing a bunch of little dark hairs like sporadically around. So I didn't like that. And I did take one shot after my 3-month mark because that was like right before I started to notice this stuff. And at the time I did that, I was kind of thinking, okay, maybe I'll take like this one and then maybe my next one will be the last one. Because I was starting to get a little bit nervous about what I thought might be the hair coming in here and stuff, but I expected I would take another one after that. But then after I started noticing all this hair around and everything, then I started to get kind of like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't take it. And so I decided not to. So I'm kind of like, I'm really kind of disappointed that I didn't get to like know that my last shot was my last shot. Like I wanted that to be something that I like, I don't know, like say goodbye to like testosterone or something. I know that's ridiculous, but like it just felt kind of like a little bit too like unceremonious to like just like not take it the next week. But that's what I had to do because I just don't want facial hair. I don't want to have to deal with it. The amount that I have gotten to this point, I feel like is something I can deal with because I can like, well, first of all, I'm hoping that it will at least somewhat kind of abate after the testosterone kind of calms down in my system, because I've heard that that can happen to a little bit of a degree. If you get like full facial hair, then it doesn't revert, but I think your hair does kind of soften and thin out a little bit in a similar way to how AMAB people who transition when they start taking estrogen, like it's basically the same thing but just kind of flipped around. But what does stay, I feel like I can deal with at this point. I can just like trim it and like pluck it or whatever, because like the amount I have right now is kind of annoying but not like unmanageable. But yeah, so I'm feeling kind of like, I don't know, I have like a lot of mixed feelings about stopping tea because for one thing, like I said, I'm not 100% like satisfied with the results that I've gotten up to this point, but I feel like I have gotten some of the results, and like especially with my voice. And so I like in no way do I feel like it was a waste to do it, but it just kind of is disappointing that I wasn't able to get all the way to what I wanted. And then I also feel really anxious about the things that are going to change now. Like I'm anxious about my face going back to the way it was, because I am really happy with that and I don't want to lose that, because now when I look back, like I know my face hasn't actually changed that much, like it's not super dramatic, but I do feel like I don't know, like when I think of my face now, I like the way that I look now, I feel like feels much more familiar to me than how I looked even just like a few months ago, which is really weird, but I feel like this is more like, this feels more right to me, which I guess is like kind of like reinforcing the fact that I really like did want to take tea. But yeah, so I'm nervous about that. I'm definitely looking forward to the acne going away, hopefully, because it has gotten a lot worse on my back and my chest. Like it still is not really bad in the sense of like the individual things being bad. It just feels like it's spreading more, and it's very bumpy on my back especially. It's very like rough and bumpy, and I have gotten a couple painful ones on my chest, but mostly it's just kind of annoying to deal with, and so I'm looking forward to that going away. One other thing that I'm hopefully looking forward to is I really think that the tea is the reason that I've been sleeping a lot longer. I've been sleeping like 8 hours, which previously I used to sleep about 7 hours. And so it'd be really nice to get that hour back. I could be totally wrong. It could be not the tea, but I kind of feel like it probably is, because that was around the time that it started. So I'm really hoping that that's the case, and I'm hoping that I will start not having to sleep as much, because that's been really annoying to have like an hour less in my day to get things done. So I guess like the main things are just I'm anxious about losing the facial structure changes that I've gotten, subtle as they may be, and I'm looking forward to the acne going away and hoping that the hair goes back away. Oh, and also I did actually start to notice more hair on my body after that point. I don't know if I like just didn't look in the right places or what before, but or if it like actually like really kicked in after the 3-month mark. I think maybe it's a little bit of both, because I have been trying to pay attention, but it feels like it really, like after the 3-month mark, like right after that was when it like really started to pick up. Just like a slight amount on like a little bit on my stomach, a little bit on my upper thighs where I previously did not really have hair. I think it did get a little bit thicker on my lower legs, but I guess I don't really pay that much attention to the amount of hair on my legs. I just know that there is hair on my legs. I don't like it, and so I don't know, I just don't really look at it that much, I guess, but I think it has gotten a little bit thicker there. I think those are the main places that I've noticed it. I definitely feel like if I were taking tea more ongoing, I would start to get a lot more hair, because like even this amount is noticeable to me, and it was not noticeable like it only took like a week or two for it to become noticeable. So I do feel like I stopped at the right time, but like I said, it's kind of disappointing. And I also feel kind of like weird about stopping. Like, I don't know, I feel like this weird like self-consciousness about it. Like, I have been clear all along that I planned to do this temporarily and stop, but I don't know, it still feels kind of weird. Like, it feels like this was a thing that I was doing, and like it was like becoming like part of my life, and like now suddenly it's not. And so it just feels kind of strange to just like suddenly stop doing it and not have it be part of my life and like something that I talk about. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I guess that mostly covers kind of my feelings about stopping and like why I'm stopping and everything. I don't think it's that surprising, because I've been talking all along about that as soon as my hair started coming in, I would stop. But I was kind of hoping it would take a little bit longer, but it didn't. So yeah. So even though the changes that I had with both my face and my voice are fairly subtle, I have been recording stuff along. Like I took a selfie every single day that I was taking testosterone, and I also did voice, like a voice timeline kind of thing. So I'm gonna put that all together, and I'll make that into 1 or 2 more videos. I might try to put them in one thing, or I might separate them, I don't know, but I'm gonna put those together because I think it might be useful or interesting or something. Like, even though the changes are very subtle for me, it still could give you an idea of what possibly could happen for you if you went on low dose tea for 3.5 months. Obviously everybody's different, but just like one more thing to look at as an example. So I'll try to do those soon, but the photo one especially, like there are a lot of pictures to go through. I like have to first like keep like sorting through them and like pick one for each day, because I took more than one in case they were blurry and everything like that. So I need to do that, and then I need to put them all into a video and everything, so that could take me a little while, but I'll try to do it soon. Oh, and I am planning on making an update or 2 in the future of like what I notice after stopping taking tea, like how long it takes for effects to revert and what effects revert and everything like that. But I don't know when that's going to be, because it kind of just depends like how things go. But I am planning to do that in case you're interested in that information. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments or whatever, you can, as always, leave them in the comments below. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.